All right, guys, we're back. Thank you very much for being patient with us as we take our breaks here and there. And I'm just getting the replay loaded up here for the next matchup. Set number 4 here in the Team Comp versus Team All-In CTL match for Week 1.
Yeah, we got some fireworks coming off so far. So far 4 matches down actually. Or no, I'm sorry, 3
3, yeah.
matches down. My mistake. So far, all inspiration up 2 games. Fruit Potato and Research taking 2 games against Team Composite. Mr. AA from Team Composite taking the second game. Congratulations, both teams looking to do a little bit of back and forth action. We're going to jump right back into our game here on Overgrowth Ladder Edition. It is going to be a ZVT. You can go ahead and introduce the players.
All right, well, I'll start first by introducing the Red Terran in the top right corner of Overgrowth, playing for Team Comp. I think he's a pretty well-known player in the Chobo Team League. I've seen quite a host of his on the site there. It's going to be Charlie.
I like it.
Yeah, why not?
Charlie. Yeah, why not? I've played against Ron's, Bill's, John's, Bob's. Charlie, apparently.
Yeah, there you go.
And the Macro Machine coming out, taking 2 maps off of our Master Zerg in Team All Inspiration. It is the Pink Zerg PSosa.
Oh yeah, and I have a feeling that we're looking at a very possible game of the week here. PSosa, he could be our ace player every week.
He's so nasty, and this is actually his best matchup. ZVT, his best matchup. He's got the highest statistics in it. I think we're going to see some good timings, or at least he's going to try and do some early aggression, because that just seems early aggression into just nasty late game. That just kind of seems to always turn out to be PSosa's best game and his motive. And I like this Drone Scout.
I think he's just looking for a proxy here. He's getting ready to take an expansion first, which you pretty much have to do against Terran. But he's definitely scouting for proxies here. He's got that first Overlord scouting all the popular proxy locations for that 2 racks. But Couchy's just going to stay home and just play standard for now. No gas, by the way.
That's true. And, something to note, this 2-base play, I got to take into consideration that some of you might not be familiar with StarCraft, but as a Zerg player, this 2-base play, it's mandatory because there's not really, actually, I should say, there's only really one option as a Zerg player against a Walling Terran if you're a Zerg player playing on 1 base, and that's just there's 2 options. You can either do some sort of early pool aggression, you can do a 9 pool, 6 pool, 8 pool, 10 pool, some sort of that early pool variation, or you can do a super fast single base Bane bust.
Exactly. And I think that's the only one that's really going to actually get you anywhere, to be honest. Because, I mean, if you're running up with a few Lings, that barracks is going to churn out a Marine, and it only needs is a couple SCVs to repair the wall.
I mean, yeah, and it's true. The 6 pool can get in before the wall is done. If a Terran scouts it, all they have to do is bring a second SCV to put down the depot, and it's basically like a force field. If you don't get in the way of those depots, especially when they're being built, all it takes is just a timing for that SCV to drop that second depot, and then all of a sudden you're shut out. You got 2 Lings in, maybe 4 Lings out. It's really all you have. But we're going to go ahead and see a single base expo coming out from our Red Terran player. Going to have a couple little scouting Lings.
Yeah,
4
these Lings are in trouble.
4 Marines.
Oh, no! He's going to back off here. Only losing, 2. Oh, that Ling.
You can't take a fight. 4 Lings versus 4 Marines. Marines just do that much more damage. But
and he's actually moving these Marines up here. That second Queen coming down is really going to be needed here to push this back.
I think what he's doing is he's just creating this tiny little squad to do some scouting, maybe pick off an Overlord here or there. Just trying to be present on the map, just kind of show the Zerg player, like, yeah, I'm not afraid of you. You see a lot more Terrans actually do this. They don't send this many Marines out, but you see a lot more Terrans getting out on the map with their early Marines because of situations like that. Zerg is not known unless they're doing some, like I said, some wicked early aggression, they're not known to be making a lot of aggressive units in the first, 8 minutes of the game. They're just looking to make drones. So being anywhere on the map with your first couple of Marines is a great choice. You could pick off some out of position overlords. You can get the watchtowers. You can do everything that you need in order to ensure that you have map control instead of letting the Zerg take control of it.
Yeah, definitely, and it's really you don't see enough Terran players actually doing that, because those Marines are they're nothing to sneeze at early on in the game when you expect the Zerg to only have 4 Zerglings moving around on the map. So,
yeah, and more you're seeing that a lot more in pro play as well. Like it's high ladder play. I mean, you're seeing a lot, even more Terran players pulling this off. Or I'm sorry, Platinum players pulling this off. But I mean, it's just like I was talking earlier. It's like StarCraft math. I mean, the situation is no Zerg wants to make more than 2, maximum 4 lings in the early game. Just as some Reaper denying of a Reaper, if it comes out, you're going to need a couple of lings to deny a Reaper. I think 6 of them maybe, but. That's when you get queens, and then queens do all the work for you. But you're just going to want to make drones in the early game. You're not going to want to make a lot of aggressive units. So, I mean, it's really smart to get those Marines out and do a little bit of damage, do a little bit of scouting, make sure Zerg's not taking a fast third. All these variables are very important in the early game, because that's what's going to decide what kind of build that both players are going for. I like this, though. This little weird task force coming out of Charlie with combat shields. And I also like that he takes the watchtower, because he knows that this is not going to be seen. This first Marine taking out a creep tumor, and it's whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough Marines here, though. There's going to be a lot of roaches here.
Yeah.
I don't think he was expecting... PSosa, by the way, pretty much went for about as fast amount, or as much amount of roaches as you can, as fast as possible off of 3 bases here. So
right.
He's more than ready for this, and he's actually going to scare the Marines all the way back home.
I like this, though. This is sort of like it's predetermined build versus predetermined build. I think he was going to go for this combat shield timing, thinking that PSosa was going to go heavy economic style. But we have 2 bunkers going down. I really think that this is too late. With repair on those bunkers, it is possible, but there's no SCVs pulled. That bunker's just going down. Yeah.
Now, there's still a lot of Marines here, though. It's possible he can clean this up.
Oh, he's going to clean it up eventually with these bunkers, but, I mean, he lost a lot of units.
Oh, get those Widow Mines before they burrow. Nope, and I don't even think... he's not even going to be able to get away before the Widow Mines pop off there. So, actually, pretty nice hold here by Charlie.
Yeah, and it's sort of like, you get that many roaches. They don't have speed. There's a decent wall. It doesn't really it doesn't matter if there are marauders there or not. 2 bunkers with repair can usually hold off those sort of slow roach attacks. I mean, it's nothing really to be scared of. There's no upgrade timing. There's no speed timing. There's nothing to be truly scared of as a Terran player. No lings to run up into the main. Mm-hmm. As long as you get repairs off on those bunkers, you're in pretty good shape.
Now, I do like what PSosa is doing to follow this up, though. He's completely switching it up, getting Baneling speed, +1 melee, as well as the armor upgrade.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing is, seeing that many roaches is causing Charlie here to make marauders, and the Banelings aren't going to be too effective against that.
Actually, and it's something to say, like, as marauders, well, something to put in a note here. PSosa's taking a super fast fourth with no third CC even in sight for Charlie. I'm sorry, the third CC was hiding. It's going to go ahead and try and take that great third position, because Mutas could easily just bypass that sort of abuse the terrain and hop right from the potential third to the south of the main for Charlie. Double upgrades going down. Marauders are a great choice against Banelings because they do 2 things. The first thing, and if you'll notice, 100 minerals for what is essentially 55 health per Marine. If you add those 2 together, you have 110 health that isn't armored. Marauders have 125 health, which is armored. So what do? They soak up damage. What is the other thing that they do that's super important? They slow down with concussive shell. So if they can get a few key shots off, they can slow the Banes down for the glass cannon damage of the Marines to actually get some damage done. Great Widow Mine shots here.
Yeah, but PSosa baited those out, though, purposefully. He knew they were there.
He definitely did. He definitely did.
And he's moving in with this huge Baneling force here. Or, sorry, huge force with Banelings, I mean. It's
gonna be a Roach Bane bust. And it looks like but they're not repairing. Oh, there was such a... Oh, God!
We got more Banelings rolling in here. If they make connections on these SCVs, it's going to be over. Oh, my God, it's so close.
Real. Oh, God!
Oh,
God.
They do all eventually go down. And you know what? This attack hit seconds before +1/+1 finished for Charlie.
Oh, the misclick was real. He had all of his SCVs repairing the bunker. I have a feeling that if that bunker would have continued to be repaired, those Banelings would not have been able to get into the position that they needed in order to do that sort of economic, just traumatizing damage. And here come the Speedlings.
Yeah, and that's it.
Well played is called. Once you take that much catastrophic damage, it's game over. 25 SCVs being taken out by that one push. 3 mules or not. Once a Zerg's 2 bases ahead, you're pretty much done as a Terran player.
Yeah, that was really well played by PSosa. I can't believe, like, it's got to be. I think it's going to be mostly luck here. But if PSosa sort of knew about that, that's just insane. About how his +1/+1 and Baneling speed finished literally maybe 15 seconds before the +1/+1 finished for Charlie, and he hit at the perfect time. And just as Charlie was starting to sort of stabilize, and his 1/1 finished, he just flooded in with like 25 more lings or whatever. And it was way too much.
I don't think that PSosa timed it like that, but what I do think is I think he timed it for a delayed attack. I think he got up to 3 base to sort of, I guess, sort of initiate some mind games where it's going to be a delayed Roachbane push that's going to fall back on economy, so it's not going to do the crippling damage that a 2-base Roach timing or a 2-base Roachbane timing does. But when he gets up to 3 base, you don't expect there to be this delayed, gate crushing assault coming down until sort of the later game. You don't expect that, and with the denying of that third, I mean, PSosa got all the information he needed. He's like, look, okay, he's got a lot. He went for this early combat shield timing that didn't work, didn't do anything. He invested in a lot of Marines for that push. He's not going to have Marauders. I'm going to deny his third. I'm going to take another base, get my economy saturated, and then hit with the super late timing, and I think I can push it through, and that's exactly what he did. Great job. Congratulations. And it's going to move us up 3-1 against All Inspiration 3-1 against Team Composite.